Well, hey there, kiddos. It's Embrace the Matrix. You better buckle in for this one. This painting is actually taken me weeks to do, and I literally mean weeks. The total, probably not the total time, but the total video time on this was over 4 hours. I've edited it down to 28 minutes, and that's with speeding things up. So anyways, let's get going. This is another one in my Insanus series. If you looked at any of my other paintings, you've seen the ones that have the little dots all over them. Yeah, this is going to be the biggest one I've ever done. Obviously, one of the first steps is to just, sling some paint. And I started out with some yellow. Excuse me. And then, then I smashed it on the ground a little bit, as you saw. And then now we're flipping it over, throwing some black on. I let the yellow dry. I'm pretty sure I let the yellow dry before I put the black on. But we're just going opposite direction. Slingaroo. Here we go. Banging on the floor. Bang, bang, bang. Trying to get the paint to drip out. Flip it on its side. Let's throw some white on it. I kind of like the whole, black, yellow, white kind of color combination. So that's initially where I was going with it. To be honest, I initially I wasn't gonna do another Insanus series painting. I think once I got done with the white and it dried, I realized at that point, I was like, this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be one epic thing. And of course, here we go, starting with the dots. And like all my dropping paint, getting the right consistency is absolutely fundamental, because obviously if it's too runny, you're not going to make a dot. I'm mixing all this paint myself, so you're not going to get a good if it's too runny, obviously it's just going to bleed. And some of these do. Even the fact that I did get the consistency I wanted, sometimes I get a little crazy and put dots too close together, and then as the paint settles down, sometimes they bleed together. But what are you gonna do? That's the one thing the one thing I was thinking about when I was doing this particular painting was how in art, one thing I've learned is you make the rules. Because I would look at these blotches, and obviously I'm putting black dots on the yellow spots, and there's a lot of yellow, so I would create little rules saying, okay, well, this line is too thin, obviously, to put a dot on it, or it's just gonna cover it up, but some other areas it might be like, well, I don't need to put one there, but what I mean, it makes sense in your own mind. But the bottom line is, you create the rules. There are no rules, and that's one thing I've learned is that you could be trying to accomplish something, a certain style, or copy a style or something, but you turn it into your own immediately, because your hand is going to move differently than another person's hand. I learned that by playing music. I've tried to do some cover songs, and sometimes you can know the notes, but you're just not hitting it right. It doesn't sound quite right, because sometimes the technique is in the hands. So whereas you might say, okay, this is easy, I'm just going to go squirt some dots on a thing. Believe me, I mean, it looks simple, and quite frankly, it is. But there is a lot of thought behind it, and there's a lot of prep and process behind it, and I really like the look of these. I think it gives them a real bizarre type imagery, and to be quite frank, I don't know of any other artist doing anything like this. I mean, I haven't studied certainly the intense history of art and artists, certainly abstract artists, but I haven't, in my meager Google research, I haven't come across anybody quite doing things like this. I know people have done dots, and there's plenty of dot type stuff that, all the dots put together show a different image, but nothing like this. So who knows? Maybe I'm creating something original and unique. I can't say for sure, but I don't know. I definitely like it. It just came as a fluke to me on one of my original paintings, actually, and I didn't think I called it an Insanus painting. It just sort of made sense. Like, you have these cool paint splotches and drips. Let's put something in there, because like, you gotta think each one of those is unique. I mean, I've gotten pretty good at slinging paint on a canvas, and I can sort of direct where I want it to go. But once it hits the canvas, it's going to create its own unique shape, its own unique, dimension and stuff. So, you have control, but then again, you really don't have control, depending on how you're painting. I mean, I definitely like to throw paint, but it, everybody's different. Everybody likes what they like. So yeah, this is what pretty much the entire video is going to be, me doing dots. Now, here's the thing. You create a dot, and then I put a dot on a dot, almost like it's giving it an eye. And I know I made comments of this in one of my other Insanus paintings, that originally thought like it was, I think I said something to the lines like giving them eyes so they can see, or so it can see. Because in some regard too, yeah, every painting is a creation. It's a Frankenstein monster that you've put together, that how maybe multimedia, maybe using a lot of different techniques, but either way, you're putting your own spin on it and how you do it. So yeah, of course, me, one is good, two is better. You put one dot on, then I was like, hey, let's put another dot, and it's going to look like a little eyeball, and you're going to have all these eyes. So yeah, so like I said, this is on the canvas too. On this one is a 24 by 36, so it's a pretty good size canvas. And I just finished this one today, to be quite honest. Finally finished it, got it dried enough to where I could take some photos. So I got some, the high def photo I always put at the end of the video. It's probably not 100% dry, because I literally finished it like 5 hours ago. But I really wanted to get this one out, because it's been weeks. I've been collecting videos. I probably had 20 or 30 video clips of this thing. And here you go. As you can see, now I'm done with the black dots. Now I'm throwing some white ones on there. And when you're doing this too on top of a rounded surface, you got to make sure that this white paint is a lot thicker and will not just run off the edge, because I want it to stay in the center. I want it as close to the center as possible, so it gives it that that third dimension look, but also like a look of an eye. So yeah, so here we go. Let's dot the eyes, so to speak. But believe it or not, this is extremely therapeutic for me. And I mean that. Painting in general has been extremely therapeutic for me. I really love I set up a studio in my basement, and I got tarps up pretty much all the way around me, and I can just literally go down there and go crazy. Put the tarp up, and don't have to worry about getting paint on the cat, or on the fine china or nothing like that, or the couch or something. And I think that's what I see some people said. I've seen comments where some people were like, oh, I wish I had a setup like yours so I can really sling some paint. Listen, go to your discount store, whatever it is, and go buy a couple cheap tarps and just put them up. You could do it in your living room or something. You just gotta protect your shit. So just go get a couple cheap tarps. That's all I have, is I have some tarps. I have like 3 tarps set up, and I don't know, they were pretty cheap. They were like $5-6 each, and they're gigantic. And yeah, I mean, one of these days I'll probably take pictures or shoot video of what those things look like, because at this point I could probably frame those and sell those. That's true abstract art. All the overspray and overslings of paint and what that looks like. It's pretty crazy in and of itself. But I try to get a better camera angle. Usually I shoot videos from overhead. I got Skycam. But with these, and I learned this from one of the first ones I did, that you can't really see anything when I do the Skycam. So I got out my other, I have a few different cameras, and I figured I'd try to get this one more as an angle. But of course, like shots like this, it's kind of in the distance. I try to get shots like this where it's a little more close up. You can actually see the detail of what's going on. But this is pretty painstaking. This is a lot of commitment to do. Like I said, this took me weeks over time. I've only done a few other paintings in the middle of doing this one, because to be honest, you can only do this for so long. I can only throw down dots for maybe like 45 minutes or an hour, and it's like a therapy session. Get about 45-minute session in and just go to town. And sometimes I would completely zone out and just be dotting away, just dotting away. Yeah, but looking at it now, at the end result, I think it turned out really cool and really obviously very unique. So yeah, at this point we got to the white, and so I started putting on, and you'll notice I kind of stop here for a minute because I realized at this point this was too runny. They were the dots were running too much, so I stopped and had to add a little more paint to the mixture. Right about this point right here, I actually cut it out, but yeah, I went and added more. You can even see that the paint's standing up a little taller than on the right side. But hey, that's how it goes. I've tested a lot of this stuff out, but it's all placement. Sometimes you just place the dots a little too close together, but hey, that's all right, because nothing's perfect in nature. Nature is unique and original, and some things are probably been born with 3 eyes or something. So you see some of those that look like 3 little circles attached. Look at it like it's a superpower eye or something, like it's a magical, mystical, superhero-like hybrid something. I don't even know what I'm saying. But anyways, so we're doing red dots, and of course there's no red splotches. So wow, that's crazy. Mr. Matrix, you're putting red on this and there's no red. Well, that's because I can do what I want, because again, I make the rules. So, and plus I got some killer golden red that I'm just loving. You'll see, and then I'll give you a little teaser. The next painting video I'm going to post is pretty amazing. I'm gonna tell you, if you like red, this next one is you're gonna love it, guaranteed. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Because like I said, this is a long video. We're only at 13 minutes, and I've actually gotten some positive feedback about these voiceovers too. So I'm really pleased that people like to hear me talk, because if you know me, like I know me, I love to talk. I usually love to talk about what I know about, and I'm very I'm not that knowledgeable in painting because I only started very recently. But I don't know if you're like me, but yeah, I generally don't half-ass anything. And if I step into something and I'm gonna do it, I dive in head first all the way. I don't do a lot of things like halfway. I obsess and go crazy on things that I really enjoy doing. I mean, obviously, if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to obsess over it. There's plenty of things I have to deal with daily that I do not like, that I certainly don't obsess over. I just have to deal with daily. But nonetheless, so when I have gotten into painting, in January of this year, that, I literally, like it even says in my bio, I fell into the rabbit hole. That's exactly how I feel. I feel like I completely got sucked up, sucked down, sucked in, but not sucked off, and just been all about it and just trying to learn new things and become a more dynamic artist. And, a lot of people that I've talked to have said that, obviously my newer pieces you can see the evolution of progress and creativity and stuff like that. So yeah, that makes me feel pretty good. I like it. I've gotten a lot of positive comments on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate everybody that watches and have subscribed. If we can get the subscriber count up a little more, say if we hit like a 300 mark, I'm thinking about doing a contest. So I'd like to, got to hit some sort of mini milestone. I know 500 would be better, but I'll take 300. That'd be cool. So, share this video and let people know if you're into art, get people into art. I'm a good example of, if you're looking for relaxation, a therapeutic release, something just to relax your mind a little and just try to be creative. Even if you're not creative, give painting a shot, because I don't think I've ever really talked about ultimately why I started painting, and I'm certainly not going to get into it in this video, not in any depth. I'll save that for a vlog or something, but it was to help supplement their therapy and to be therapeutic and relaxing. I have a very stressful life. I run a few businesses and they're very stressful, and I play music and I now paint. Music for me was very relaxing and therapeutic for the most part. As an individual, music is great and fun, but of course when you're dealing with a band and other people, and I've been in many bands, you deal with many personalities and many different things. So that's the one thing what I really love about art. It's an individual's opportunity to be just creative and just do what you feel, when you feel, how you feel. You can put as many emotions into it. You can do whatever. You can do as little as you want. You can be like this. For me, would be a very in-depth painting. A lot of time, big commitment, and hopefully big payoff if people actually like it. I do, so I guess that really all that matters is that I like it. But hopefully other people will like it too. So if you're still with me at the 17 and a half minute mark, hey, you're a trooper and you're a true fan, and I appreciate that, because like I said, this is total time was over around 4 hours, and with editing and speeding it up, I got it down to 28 minutes. So yeah, but if you like dots, if you're a fan of dots, and if you know my stuff, I'm a fan of circles and lines, so I'm all about the dots. So I'm all about circles. Dots are circles. Yeah, so let's talk dots. Let's see what's great about circles. I don't know. It's a nice round object. Who doesn't like nice big round objects? Well, these aren't really big, but we like small round objects too, right? Come on, people, stay with me. Keep your mind on the painting, not in the gutter. Yeah, so here we go. We're throwing some black on the red eyes. Giving them some more. Almost this. You could really get real deep, I think, with this one, and start to give each eye or each section its own faction or something. This is this kind of people. The red eyes with the black pupils are this kind, and the black eyes with the white is this, and yeah, you can get nutty. But I want you to think what you want and see what you want. That's the great thing about painting, is that I've looked at stuff and seen things, and I've had other people look at it and go, "Oh, I see this," and I would look and go, "I don't see that." But if you see it, then that's awesome, because you're not going to see things as I do. You're going to have your own. We both can look at the same same abstract painting, and see, two different things, and it might not be clear to each other about it. But that's the cool thing, I think, about art, and especially abstracts. I mean, this is all I know how to do, is just to be abstract, because it certainly fits my type of personality. But I really appreciate like people that can draw, like portrait. I don't know what you call it, like surrealism or something like that, but like, can make portraits and stuff like that. I follow Lockery Fine Art or Lockery Arts, and I think that chick is awesome. I think she makes a tremendous amount of just badass paintings and puts out a lot of good information. I'm not in her same style. I don't even come close to being able to even fathom about doing the stuff she does, but she's got a really cool imagination. It's kind of out there with like painting whales on the moon and stuff, and that's just pretty cool. So yeah, check out Lockery. Don't ask me how to spell it, but you'll find it. She's out there. She's a really cool artist. But now, here's the fun part, is I was like, well, I got black spots on here, and they're going to be real hard to find because it's on a black background, but I found them all, and we're putting white dots on. Of course, right? Got to put black or put white on black, but of course. So now, this was the hardest of them all, obviously, because it was the hardest to see, so I had to go looking for all the black, and I actually used two different colors of black. I used like a gloss black and a matte black, which probably is not going to show up too well in the video, but yeah, you can see it when you actually look at the painting, but it doesn't matter because the white's all the same color, same glossy type. So yeah, so we're just dotting some whites on, putting the whites on the dots, or the white dots on the black, yeah. And we're just dotting away. And so, hey, let me ask you, and comment below if you made it this far. 21 minutes, man. Trust me, hang in there. We're almost done. You're a trooper. Trust me. I mean, I know how YouTube is, and the videos should be like 5 minutes. And believe me, I try to edit these things down as low as I can. But, I really wanted people to see all the true effort, the time, the painstakingly intense dot making that this one had. So, but hey, I wanted to ask people, and please comment below and let me know if you made it this far and you know this question. What do you like to listen to while you're painting? I know a lot of people like to listen to music and stuff like that, but actually I listen to a lot of music. But to be honest, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm a big Joe Rogan podcast fan, and Bill Burr. I like his podcast. But I listen to a lot of different podcasts. I like the Damien Eccles podcast called Transitional or Transitions or something like that. But he's got a podcast with some other artists, and they talk a lot about art, and it's very cool. They got some really cool, unique, really dark art. And yeah, so I'll listen to a lot of podcasts. And I'm focusing on what I'm painting, but I am listening at the same time, kind of like half. I'm 100% focused on my painting. I'm probably listening to the podcast or even the music about 50% of the time. Usually when I'm doing more like slinging paint, splatting paint, is when I'm like playing some System of a Down. I love to listen to System of a Down when I'm painting. I don't know what it is. I listen to all kinds of music. The other day I did some of these dots. I forget which ones at this point. Come on, I'm not going to remember exactly. But I was listening to some Tori Amos. I haven't listened to Tori Amos in a while, and I'm a huge Tori Amos fan. I cranked up some of that and was really in a super chill zone while I was dotting away. So, but yeah, when I'm really, my go-to, I'll tell you right now, my go-to band for listening to, music while I'm painting is System of a Down. Man, they're just awesome. We're rounding the corner here. We're coming near the end. This was the last, the white, or I'm sorry, the red on the white was the last. What I finished today. All these red dots were done today. And I'm using a golden, what's it, Folo? I can't even think of what it's called. Red. I don't know. I'm really digging the golden reds. These, I can't even think of the name. Damn. I'm not in my studio either. I'm in my office. So I think it's like I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I'm digging on their reds. I got the same color. It's Phalo or Fila. I don't know what it's called. But I got a dark. I got the regular, I guess. I got a light and a dark, and they're all awesome. I use them in the other red painting I got coming up after this one. And we're going through, and putting the eyes on, the little pupils, if you will, is the easier part of this, because you just have to look for the dots and put a dot on the dot, and that's pretty easy, right? Anybody, even a caveman, can do it, right? Well, maybe not exactly, but. And for all those wondering out there, this will be up for sale on my new web store. If you've made it to the 25-minute mark, thank you very much for watching this video this long. I appreciate it. You're a trooper. You're a true fan of The Matrix, and I love that. And yes, if you haven't noticed already, I did a separate video, and my web store is open. I probably should have talked about this sooner, because people probably have clicked off by now and said, oh, this is enough. I got it. You're putting a bunch of dots. Get to the end. But hey, you know what? I don't mind talking. If you'll listen, I'll keep talking. But anyways, yes, please go check out my web store. It's on my website, embracethematrix.com. Click on shop, and it'll take you right there. I have a bunch of original paintings. Of course, I only paint in acrylic. And I got some prints posted on some select originals that I've chosen. And of course, as always, if you see something like this particular painting and you say, I don't want to buy the original, but I would love a print of this one, I can do you up a nice 11 by 17 or something, 11 by 14. But yeah, so I got a bunch of prints up, and all my prints are come with free shipping in the United States, so I don't charge any shipping. And the one thing I forgot to mention in that other video is every single order, for whether you're buying an original or a print, you're going to get some Embrace the Matrix stickers. If you followed me on Twitter or Instagram, you should have seen that I have some stickers, really cool ones, and you get free stickers. I'm also offering them free to anybody that wants one. You just have to contact me and give me your address, and I will stalk you. Nah, I'm serious. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Did I say I was serious? I'm not serious. But I will send you free stickers. So anyways, here we go. Finally, you made it to the end. Now we're going through the stills. Yeah, I took a bunch of stills on this one while I was doing it. I think I got about 20 of them. So these are more like just progress stills. I really like taking photos like this when it's wet, and you can see that, the details of the paint and stuff and all that goodness. Yeah, doesn't that look great? I think that looks awesome. Just like that. I could have left it like that, but no, I had to make it more awesome. So yeah, and I think some of the photos too of the wet dots, I think it looks really cool. See, these shots are awesome. I think it makes it look like there's two little eyes in each one of those dots, like a little white eye, and all that is a reflection of the light. I have two overhead lights, LED lights. So yeah, that's just beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. I wish they would stay like that with the height and everything. I guess if I made the paint a little thicker, they would, but nonetheless, I don't mind that they kind of flatten out a little when they dry. It's all good. Makes it for still some unique dimension. And look, you got like 1,000 eyes staring at you in the end. How creepy is that? Really, you want that on your? Do you want this? You really want something like this on your wall? Tell me. Look at that. Now that's great. Now trust me, if you follow me on my Instagram or my Twitter, which is your best bet, I will be posting the high def photos there, so you'll be able to blow them up and look at them and count each dot. I'll tell you what, if you give me, I'll send somebody $100 that can tell me how many dots there are. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. Oh, look, the video's over. I already ran my closing trailer and I'm still talking. Boy, if you're still listening right now at the almost 30-minute mark, you're just awesome. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. Have yourselves a great day.